Hello everyone, welcome to this UcamX 2022.06 release video. My name is Silvia Lima and I am with UcamCo. I am pleased to be your host today on this tour around our new UcamX software version. To do so, I will switch to and fro between the release overview and live demos for some of our new developments, like the extensions to YELO Mask Adjuster or the shortcut for the new snap mode to outline. The release overview is available on our website on ucamco.com. Let's start with the extensions to our YELO Mask Adjuster. To have different values for ring free of mask, overhang, mask to mask or solder web for different pad types, like here the SMD pads, the component pads, BGA pads, or the different handling of wires, we needed to reorganize the GUI into logical tabs where all information fits into one window. We have now different tabs for data preparation, the general settings, the adjust mask with the subtasks for every pad type, and the tombstone and solder escape prevention. The algorithms contained in the new mask adjuster are optimized, so even contours in masks are handled now. But let's stop the theoretical explanation and see live how it works. So now let's switch to UcamX to have a live view on the changes we've done to our YELO mask adjuster. The old mask adjuster looked like this and already filled up the screen, so if we wanted to split up the handling, it was not possible in a look like that. The new mask adjuster is reorganized in 4 different tabs. And as we now need the knowledge of pad types, the copper layer must be marked up with the different attributes. If you use a clean or rebuild job from Integrator, or if the job was already optimized by YELO Copper Adjuster, this is already done. You don't have to do anything. If not, you have the tools in the Data Preparation tab to do that manually. The Drill Tool Manager to mark up the drills. It's the same as you know for years. And the Markup Assistant. The Markup Assistant is the same we are using for Copper Adjuster and with the same attributes. The general settings contain the Auto DTM, Drill Tool Manager, and the Auto Markup. In case these are toggled on, Mask Adjuster will do the markup automatically. This one and the Auto Markup. The Auto Markup, by the way, is the same Auto Markup you have here in the Markup Assistant. For security measures, this tab contains the toggle to create a backup layer for every changed layer. This toggle, the Eliminate Negative Objects in Mask, is a cleanup after our tombstone and solder escape prevention. I show later on what will be eliminated. These 2 grayed out toggles, the Keep Merged SMD Mask Openings Merged and Allow to Merge SMD Mask Openings, are not released yet because they are still in testing and will come in the release after this one. So I will start the job so we have some results in a few. The Adjust Mask tab is split up into the different pad types like SMD pad, BGA pad, component pad, the fiducials, and on top of it the outline, the non-plated holes and the wire handling. The tombstone and solder escape prevention is the same we already had in the release UcamX 2021.12. Let's have a look at some of the results. The SMD pads should have a ring of 50 micron. Let's measure that. So if I go from this one to the mask opening, it will have 50 micron. And if we have a look at some component pads, we have 100, and it's exactly the setting we had here. So if I would have some PGA pads, I can even change the ring smaller, bigger, or however I would like to have the difference between two. Fiducials, the same outline is shown as before. So it is going there and it makes sure that the overhang over copper is still big enough. So in this case 50 micron. I go from here to there, I have 50 micron. The wire handling in this case is quite easy. If I go in there, I see I have my wire holes in here, and if I measure that between the hole and the mask opening, I have 50 micron. Wires, former fully covered by mask, now opened by 50 micron. So everything as required. Now let's come to the tombstone and solder escape prevention. In the general settings we had this toggle, and I had that not toggled on. That means if I go, for example, on a pad where something was cut back and go for skeleton, you see there is now some negative object in here. To really cut away that, if I toggle that on, these negative objects are not available anymore. I think that's it for now. So we switch back to our release overview and go to the next topic, our snap mode. Next on my list is the additional snap mode shortcut for snap to outline, SO. This development is very helpful in the day-to-day operations when measuring. In the past it was not possible to snap to centerline and then snap to outline while measuring between points. As this is now possible and easier to show than to explain, I switch again to the live demo. This development makes it much easier to measure between points if you have to switch between the center line and the outline. Most of you know about the shortcuts for the snap mode. So for example, SN for no snap, SG for snap to grid, SP snap to point, or SL snap to line, and all the others. The extension of that is now the snap to outline. I added the icon which shows the mode snap to outline, snap to center line, so you can follow up what I am typing. If I now measure between 2 points, for example, I want to measure between this drill from the center to that line, but I don't want to have the center line. I want to have it on the outline. Now I can use SO, and you see the snap is directly switching to the outline. Of course, I can use the outline of the circle too, going there, or the outline of an SMD pad. If I want to go back, I have to type another SO, and it is back to center line. I think that makes it clear, and if you follow up this icon, you see now it is on center line with an SO, it is on outline. Another SO, back to center line. So I'm finished with this one and go back to our release overview and have the next topic, the board analyzer. The board analyzer of UcamX is extended with a new table for the hole statistics. The diameter in the new table is ordered exactly as it is in Aperture Manager. If we have a look, you see in the Aperture Manager we first have the 3.35 mm diameter, then the 0.7 and the 0.5. In the past, we always ordered the diameters from smallest to biggest. So 0.5, 0.7, 3.35. With the new table it is possible to get the same information but ordered as it is in the Aperture Manager. So first the 3.35, the 0.7 and the 0.5. I think it is not needed to show that live, but I will show how to activate the new table. For that I go to UcamX again, and if you want to activate that table, go to Setup, UcamDB, and you need to add a new key named bap.drill_Aperture Manager, and you have to set it to 1. Add modify, apply or OK, and you should directly see the same table below the existing table as I have here in the window. Now up we go for our extensions to the CAD output for ODB++ data. It is now possible to specify the name of the job level step in our CAD output for ODB++ data. In the standard, you either have the name for PCB, or if it is a panelized data set, for panel. Now you are able to give it an individual name for easier recognition and exchange and management of data. I will show how easy that is in UcamX. Another switch to UcamX. If I open a job which is a single PCB going to output CAD and ODB++, the standard name of the job level step would be PCB. We are doing an output. To have the output separate, I will give it a new name. So, like this. And I will panelize it now very fast. And now we have panelized data. You see we have a block which is there 4 times, and if I have a closer look at the attributes, you see we have the UPCB attribute, which is the job name, same as here. And every part of it has a UPanel part PCB. If I now go to our output again, you see that the job level step name would be panel. Okay, let's do an output. Now we give it another new name. It's now general individual. If I now go to output cut and, for example, give in a number here and do an output, we now should have 3 different outputs. To have a look at them, we go to import job and import the data we created. The first was the general, and we see the job level step name is PCB, and below that we have all the layers. And you see here a single PCB. We have done the panel, and here we see the general panel. That is the name of the job with all the layers, and the job level step name is panel. The third one we had was with individual names. So again, we have the PCBs with the job name, and we have the new individual name for the job level step with all the layers below. I think that makes it clear how helpful this functionality can be. And I go back to our release overview and we will start with the next topic, the input DPMX. We have updated our input of DPMX, former IPC 2581 data, with a new subclass mapping via UcamDB keys. I will show that a little bit later. And the DPMX revision C is now available. I think no demo is needed for this, but I will show very shortly the mapping keys. The subclass mapping is done very easily. In UcamX, you open the setup, the UcamDB, then give in a filter DPMX, and you directly see all the keys possible and already fixed with the standard, so you can adapt them to your requirements. Back to the release overview, and the next topic is the FaultStation. Last but not least, the extensions to our FaultStation. Identify the layer where the current net dotted line shows the connection. It is much easier to use instead of going through all layers to find out where this connection is. On top of it, scanning adjustments based on preference. I will open up FaultStation now to show live how this works. If I here now, for example, select a net, it will show me with a dotted line where the connection is. In the past, I had to go through every layer to find out where exactly on which layer this is. Now I have the jump button. I can click on the dotted line and directly it will show me the layer on plane 1 and the line which is the connection. The other development was the adjustment based on preference for the scanning through the layout. For example, if I have a look here now, there is a line. I move that out of the way so we can see the image better. I have here a line where the first pad is not drilled. If I now scroll through the image with the arrow keys, you see that the line is directly visible here. And this is the setting I have placed in my fs.ini. The fs.ini is normally found in your installation folder and can be opened with, for example, Notepad, Notepad++, or something like that. And you have the setting Guide Overlap. I set it to 10. That means the overlap we have in the image is 10%, so 10% of the whole image. If I would set it to 0, the scrolling would be the full screen, no overlap. If I set it to 100, it wouldn't even scroll through anything. That is all for FaultStation now. So we go back to our release overview and have a look at the general information coming up here. And of course, there's much more. UcamX version 2022.06 comes with a host of fixes for issues you have cared to report. Please keep doing so. Your feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you very much. You can find the list of fixes with the release notes which are distributed and in the download area of our homepage at ucamco.com. One important remark: the major open issues are listed in the file openissues_datecode.txt in the version folder on the FTP. This is important information. Please monitor these issues. The installer can be downloaded from the UcamCo FTP download server. We recommend that you use an FTP client to do so, as most browsers no longer support FTP. We recommend installing this update at your earliest convenience. For any further question you may have, please contact our local business partner or the UcamCo help desk. That is all from me for now. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.